Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I'm your host, GameChanger. Okay, let's get into this. So, they say the average woman, I don't know if this is woman or black woman, but if it's black women, if it's all women, then it's probably a little bit more than for black women because black men do this more often. They say the average woman, if you take into account a dating app, gets approached 10 times a day. 10 times a day. That's 300 times a month, about 360,000, or excuse me, my bad. 3,600 times a year. That's how much she gets approached. Which means that they probably reject about 3,000 of those. And then the remaining, because they're not dating 600 different guys a year. That would be ridiculous unless they just are going on one date, hit the like button, going on one date and then just going to the next guy. Because 600 guys a year, that's like two guys a day almost. So of the 3,000 guys, of the 3,600 guys that they meet, they probably date like 600, or excuse me, give their number out, give their information out to 600. And then you reduce that by, say, 90%. And these are the ones that they actually answer their call. And then of that, the ones that they don't flake on, you see how it becomes very, 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 very minuscule at the time. Now, at the end of all that, in a year, they may actually give some play to, let's just say, 5 guys, right? 5 guys. Leaving 3,655 guys rejected in one stage of trying to smash from beginning to end 3,595. Think about that for a second. Once again, it all comes down to more guys to reject. 3,600 guys is enough. Anything more, you're just adding to your rejection pile. But that's what they want to do. They want to continue to add to the rejection pile. They want to increase the number of guys that they reject. So what do? They ask you to continue to approach. Now, am I for or against cold approach? I think that it should be done a lot less, partially for the reason that I just mentioned, the numbers that I just crunched, and the mindset that it instills in the women who are dealing with those type of ratios. So yeah, it does need to be done less. Do I think it needs to be stopped completely? No. I do think it should be done under circumstances where you're attracted to her. And that's another thing. Brothers really need to stop talking to women that they're not attracted to just because it's been a while. Because you are really encouraging the environment to just basically just starve you out for a bit. Wait till it's been a while so they can cash in. So I wouldn't, it gets kind of funny. We're going to get into the details of that in another video, because I want to do that on a pre-record video. Hit that like button. But in the meantime, I want to go over something that I've seen on the Daily Wrap-Up crew. So let me save that. There we go. Okay. All right. So, oh, by the way, let me read the super chat. So, D. Scott said, for the plate, thanks a lot. Greatly appreciate you, brother. All right. So, let me just go into my history. Y'all know how I be in the morning. All right. All right. Give me a second. All right. Hit that like button while I do this. This would be the case. All right. Just got to go to that thing and find it again. Sometimes YouTube be tripping and I'll put everything in history. Oh, I got to remember to download it, and sometimes that's a pain. All right. So, give me a second here. All right, here we go. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Just little unprepared, but thanks for bearing with me. Okay. All right, let me just say salute to everybody before I get started. All right, so Sweet Melody Speaks, salute. UFO, salute. LSP, appreciate you. K Dot, you know what's good. Virgil, what's up? Let's see. The Beautiful Lie, appreciate you. 1D Forever, appreciate you. Nanga, appreciate it. D Scott, salute. And Virgil, appreciate you. SA Mac, appreciate you. Let's see. And H&M, appreciate you. All right. Appreciate everybody for being here. About business. What's up? All right. So let me present.
Topic. I like how you transition that in. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like
lined it up for you.
So this next topic Keem had is consent to sex the same thing as consent to pregnancy? People having sex purely for pleasure, like, you know, for the satisfaction of pleasure. They're not thinking about, yo, I'm having a kid, and they damn sure didn't have a discussion together. Like, you know what? Let's have this baby. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think it's the same.
My bad. That is not the one I was looking for. All right. It's the same people, but You know how they do like a lot of clips and stuff. So, all right, let me see if I can find the actual right one, not that one. Let's see. Dang, is this it? No. All right, I'm gonna just play one at random while I look for it. Let's see. I'll play this one and then I'll look for it on the other screen.
getting home early from work, and and then the same man still wants to go out and cheat and do all this with different women. It's like, bro, I'm paying more bills than you, and you know what I mean. The women back in the days, I feel like they, the men, they came home and put their check on your
how does
table.
that
Like,
define as a man getting feminine? Because I keep hearing it, I just don't understand what they're saying. Because women get more masculine, they're looking at their man as feminine. You get what I'm saying? I don't believe men are becoming feminine. You get what I'm saying? I just don't see it. Maybe you guys could explain it to me, because I just feel like women trying to be men more, and they're looking down on their partners.
Yes, actually. I can't I could pull it up, but I can't remember the
You
stats.
might need the stats on that one, but go ahead, go ahead.
No problem. Women are making more than men now, and women are looking for hypergamy. So, and women are education wise, they're graduating colleges. The stats show that. I don't know the exact stats.
Mm.
So, um, they're looking for men that makes more than them, more educated than them, taller than them. They're looking for like that top percentage of men, and it's a really small percentage. They want to compete for that man either. So,
Mm.
yeah.
I feel like women are not finding a man they want, and I feel like it's mostly because like nobody's willing to wait. So everything is here, everything is now, and we have in mind, I want the house or the picket fence, or I want this kind of man, and then Peter from up the block comes along and he's nice, he got swag, he look good or whatever. So you know what I mean? You're gonna be distracted by whatever's going on. You don't want to be lonely, or having a relationship seems like the end thing. So I feel like everybody just goes along with whatever's going on, not kind of settling but compromising.
Okay, so the chick that's talking, you could tell that she's a little bit older. Actually, she's a lot older than everybody else here, including the guys. And she's just trying to discourage dating, mating, relating for everybody, saying that, oh, yes, relationships isn't something that people actually want, which it is, because it's how humanity and all other species that are not asexual reproduce. So she's basically saying that in order to convince others not to take it that seriously, to eliminate competition.
Mhm.
What it is that they really want in order for the right now.
Okay.
I would say, uh, I feel like based off where we are in society, a lot of women are more so masculine, a lot of men are becoming more feminine because of that. And that's really the main reason.
Okay.
I also want to add to that. That's true.
Oh,
Um, it's, I won't call it settling either. I will call it like compromising, and women just want the men to come with it. They don't want to build with men nowadays because of opportunities that women have now. They have, even like with corporate positions, like they will hire a black educated woman over a black educated man. So I just feel like women just want more now because they're being offered more.
Okay. Um, that's not necessarily true. However, it is okay. It's true in the sense that it's true depending on what you consider a corporate position. There are a lot of positions that are not really choice positions that nobody wants to work with. It has little pay and little respect. And those positions are reserved for Black women. And also, Black women make significantly less in those positions, in the same position, than white women or other people. And simply put, and they're going to continue to make less than any other group of people in that position because everybody knows about them. And everybody knows that they're the only ones that are simple and stupid enough to stay. What do I mean by that? So everybody else, right? Let's just say white Mexican brothers, um, they have a family structure or they're trying to create a family structure, right? So let's just say you underpay somebody, a black person, right? Let's just say you give them a receptionist, a black man, you give him a receptionist position, and typically the job pays 45K, but you pay him 35K. Now he's out thinking, how am I going to seduce a modern woman with 35K? So his antennas is always out. He's always looking for that additional 10K. If that's his peak earning potential. He's looking for that additional 10K. He's out. So he's eventually going to find a way. He's going to find some type of way because the sex drive is motivating him to do that, to make that additional 10K. Put a white woman in that position and her family made a certain amount of money. So she's used to a certain lifestyle and she's going to want that 10K also. She's going to need that 10K, maybe even more than that. And the same with white man, but also he has to support himself and the white woman. So he's constantly out looking for something. And it's similar with all other groups of women. Because the man is supporting the woman, he's going to look for more money. And because the woman is being supported by a man, she's going to leave the moment the moment she can, the moment the job gets disrespectful, the moment somebody looks at her wrong, the moment she just says, okay, F it, I quit, because she got that husband at home. Just like everybody hates Chris. I don't need this. My man got two jobs. Black women enter the workforce with no man and kids, and she already exhausted her 5 years of welfare. Or she's on it, and welfare is requiring that she works. Meaning that if you pay her too much, welfare kick her off, so she don't even want the raise. She don't want to lose her Section 8. And the employers know this. They know if you talk crap, she's not going to leave because guess what? She got to feed them kids by her damn self because she's so strong. You could get her to take all kind of unpaid overtime. But and also they want that feel. They want to feel like they're part of a corporation. And really for them, it's somewhat of a flex. And that's what this chick right here is doing, the one in the black. She's like, oh yeah, well, we get the corporate positions. Nobody cares about a corporate position. Notice how they never say like we get the doctor positions or something like that, or we get the lawyer positions. No, we get the corporate positions. Corporate positions is just a fancy way of saying underpaid. Ask a bricklayer how much. No, actually, hold on right quick. Ask the person next time you're stuck in traffic because of some road construction and there's a guy outside and he's holding the sign that says stop and then slow. He's basically directing traffic while his friends do whatever. They're laying tar down, they're drilling a hole in the thing. Ask how much he get paid. And then go to indeed.com and find out how much a receptionist get paid and see who makes more. See, they like to brag on the corporate job just because it's indoors. Oh, well, the CEO works indoors and I work indoors, which means that I'm something like the CEO. No, it doesn't. Just because you work closer to somebody, that doesn't mean you get paid as much. It doesn't work that way. It's not by proximity. So they have a real house slave mentality when it comes to that. And once again, she's actually under the impression that black women make more than black men. She need to feel this way. That's her relationship leverage.
But you also said they're not willing to compete. So even if they say they want that upper echelon dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're not willing to compete for him. What do you just stand around waiting?
What's the competition? No, like
I mean, obviously we're going to have to compete if you want a better person, right? He's going to have other options, just like good women are going to have multiple options as well, right? So at that point, somebody's going to compete. So if you like, oh, hey, I look good, and there's like 50 other women that look good that's still talking to him, and you just want him to pick you, you got to compete somehow, right? For him to acknowledge you over the other 50 women that's there.
I don't know that I
I
believe
was.
that. Go ahead.
It is a competition, but when you say competition, women take it as, oh, I'm not competing. But when in reality, it is like if you want that top percent man, no, you are competing because they have this thing like, oh, I'm the prize and I also can bring this to the table. So then it's just like that's really how they ended up single with that attitude that they have, in my opinion.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a competition. I think like if I know a guy has options, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's me versus her and her and her. It's just me, and I'm
Right.
showing up to
Right.
however whatever I bring, and
Mhm.
that's how. But to him, it's a competition because he's the one that's choosing. But I'm not
Right.
looking at you.
Yeah.
I'm only worried about me and
Right.
how I'm coming.
Yeah, I mean, that's regardless how you look at it, you're still competing at some form. And
Mhm.
to the point about what you said, women are hypergamous by nature. That's understandable. So again, when 80% of the women want the 20% of men, and then y'all keep disqualifying men. So now y'all want him to be a high earner. Not only do we got to be a high earner, he has to also be a certain height. Not only does he have to be a certain height, he has to be good in bed. Not only has to be, you get what I'm saying? So y'all keep shortening the list as much as low as possible. And then when it comes down to like, okay, well, realistically, you guys are looking at 2% of all men of all ethnic groups. Now it's like, how am I going to go get that man? If that's the man that you truly want, how are you going to set yourself aside from the other women that also want that? Because on this show, every episode, we got women talking about the same things in the men. He got to be a high earner. He got to be 6 feet. Every woman universally wants these same type of men. So therefore, you have to differentiate yourself from that competition. Whether you want to look at it as her, and her. At some point, you have to realize, hey, this is the quality of man I want for my life, and I have to prove or separate myself.
Okay. I had to stop for a second because somebody from wherever these guys are from, tell me, is this rainbow Adidas that is being worn right now? Because you know how Adidas has the 3 white stripes? I'm wondering if rainbow Adidas have 3 multicolored stripes. I'm not familiar with this particular brand of clothing. All right. Just curious.
From the other women, or show what I could offer best, so that way he could choose me.
But am I allowed to ask you questions?
I would.
Because I want to know, like, how do you, like, you're not a woman, obviously, but how are we supposed to say, okay, he has all these options, so I'm gonna make myself the better choice? I'm just a piggyback, off of what she said. It's like, what more can I do except for be the best version of myself that I can be? I feel like it's his choice at the end of the day. He has a bunch of options. That's like deciding what you want to wear today. So you're going to decide based on what event you're going to, or what the weather is, or, whatever like that. And so, that's how you make your decision. I'm assuming that's how a man makes his decision, whatever his priorities are, whatever his likes and dislikes are, and whatever woman brings that to the table. For the most part, I feel like that's who he's gonna choose. I don't know how I would, get up in the morning and say, I'm I'm gonna be um the best person so that he could choose me.
But you have to ask.
Okay. She really interrupted just because, with this whole "can I ask a question" things. She was saying stuff to get her thoughts together, but she didn't want the conversation to go down this path, because this is a path of competing with the okay, she is by far the least attractive women on this couch. On this couch, and there's only 3 women on this couch. She's the least attractive by a wide margin of the 3. Why do I bring that up? Because women tend to want the top 1% of the guys that are interested in them. Now, went over the numbers before. They get approached maybe like 3,600 times a year, which means that the top 1% would be 36 guys, which is not much. That's like 3 a month. 36 guys that they are willing to go out with and actually invest time with, that they're actually willing to compete for. The problem is that she is not the top 1% of women by a long shot. She's not even a top 33%. So by a long shot, she's not the top 1% of women. And she's like, what do I do? So she wants the conversation to go in a different direction. That's why she interrupted. And then she kind of mumbled and, took time out to get her thoughts together. Once her thoughts were together, she was basically saying, what can I do? I can only do my best. That is not, and he's going to like what he likes. That's not true. You can find out what he likes and then give it to him. I repeat, you could find out what he likes and then give it to him. Somebody says she's the top 90%. Yeah, I guess. I mean, the remaining 10% would be like overweight or something like that. More overweight than she is. So yeah, I could see that.
not to cut you off, King, but the thing is, women have to understand what men want, especially these high earning men, these high value men, quote unquote. You got to understand what is it that he wants in a significant other. You get what I'm saying? Once you figure that out, then you can start to, all right, well, these are, I could help in these areas, or I have this to offer. You get what I'm saying? Like, I find it interesting that women will compete. I say this all the time. Women will compete in every asset of her life, whether it's her career, whether it's her education. She knows exactly how to compete for those. But when it comes to a man, now all of a sudden we confused. Or why should I have to compete for that? Like, y'all compete for your job, that new position that you got at work that you had to interview for. You made sure you was the best candidate for that position, right?
Yeah.
Put extra shit on your resume.
I get what you were saying too as well. I just feel like as long as you're staying true to yourself, while you're doing it, that's all that matters. And also, sometimes we may think that we're giving our best, but in his eyes, we're not. So, like you were saying, just like you can kind of ask him like, well, what is it that you want? Like, I guess women don't tend to ask a man what it is that he wants. So you be open to asking like, you know what it is. If you
Bullseye. This is my first time watching this, but she said what I was thinking. Bullseye. Ask the man what he wants. Now she's older, which means she had more time to think about it, but that thought never occurred to her.
you can give it, then you try your best giving it, but just stay true to yourself while doing it. Don't step out of character doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that to me that goes on like an individual basis, unless we want to say that all men are the same. So, it would have to be this.
She's slow AF. She is slow AF. She basically said, you need to ask that man what he wants. He is an individual. If she wanted to talk about more, she would say them or ask men what they want. So ask him what he wants is an individual thing. And she just responds with, yeah, but that's an individual thing. She's just making excuses. Why? Because she knows she can't compete. But she still wants the thing that she still wants the prize. Hey, you should ask your boss, what type of employee do you want? Oh, well, to me, that's an individual question. We know it's an individual question.
This individual man, and like she said, what does he like? What is he into? Because every man that's 6 feet in a six-figure tax bracket, I don't think they all have the exact same wants and needs.
Yeah,
And
that's your job to figure that out.
right. Yeah. Absolutely.
She didn't say anything. And she was eager to say it. Look at how confused this chick looked. This chick like, what the hell? They're both like, what was just said? She just said, ask them what they want. And she said, yeah, that's an individual thing, but a guy who's 6 foot and 6 figures, they all want something different. Yes, that's why you ask. Look at her lips. Look at her lips. She is from an entire different generation. Everybody else is glossy and pink and healthy. The type of healthy that goes along with years of not weed smoking. Look at that. Look at that. Glossy, glossy. And what the hell is this? What the hell is this? It looks like she sucked Wesley Snipes' penis and it rubbed off on her lips. It looks like she's been given a BJ to tar. Like, what is...
What's your thoughts on this?
All right. Now, when you think about what women ask for, right? Like you were saying just now, if you want somebody who's 6 feet or better, what are you talking about 15% of men?
Right.
And then let's say you put that stat together with somebody who makes 6 figures, right? You already look what you did with the percentage. You just cut that in half before you take into consideration his marital status, whether he has a person.
Less than half of the men out there makes 6 figures. Significantly less than half. So you don't take that 15% and reduce it by half. You take that 15% and reduce it to, I think, like maybe like 5% of that. So 5% of the 15% is 0.75. So out of 100 guys, she would only willing to be date 75% of a man, 4/5, or excuse me, 3/4 of a man. And she looks like that. Like, none of these chicks are like top 1% women in any measure of what they of what men want.
Personality, whether he's ugly,
Mhm.
whether he's well
Treat you
endowed.
right,
You
like,
know what I'm
look,
saying? Like there's
yeah.
so many factors that, so you're looking at what, like 1% of men. Now, social media has given access to these men. So females have access to them. They'll be in the DMs and they're going to not stop at a 10 just because they might be considered a 10 by women. They're going to go all the way down to a 3 or 4 or whatever. And once women get with that guy, they now feel like this is their type. And they don't understand why he's not taking her into consideration for a long-term relationship. He's just doing a flyby, and that's about it. And another reason that we have is females bring what they perceive as value to men, but it's not necessarily that. So they think that their education sometimes is valuable to a man. A man that's up there like that, he doesn't care because he doesn't need your money. He doesn't have access to your money. He generally doesn't have use for your money. So your education and the money that you bring is valuable for you personally. That's great, but it doesn't bring the same type of value to a relationship.
Yeah, that's true. I think oftentimes, sometimes women lead too much with that instead of showing other qualities that they could offer a man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they would rather show that they strong, independent, don't need no man, instead of, hey, well, this is the type of woman I am. This is what I could offer in a long-term successful relationship. These are the qualities I could offer. Sometimes it's just too much leading with, we make money. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
and then
agree.
I also think like it's like, okay, they have like ill intent behind it, but I don't want to say ill intent. Probably have some weird like intent behind it though, because they lead with saying, "Oh yeah, I have money, I can bring this to the table," but it's never I can contribute to the table. You get it?
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
that goes back to this point, while men
yeah.
generally don't care about a
Mhm.
woman's earning potential. Like, is other factors that is more significant to us that we actually care about, because like I said, that money is not our money. We don't got access to it, and if we do ask for access to it, then it comes, oh, he's some bum ass, you know what I mean? He broke, like, why he asking for my money? Like, we always hear a woman
Yo, why?
a woman
Don't
will
do
always
that.
say, like, a man's money is my money and my money is my money. Like, that sounds crazy. Like, to
I
anybody
don't
else,
believe
that
in
would
that.
sound crazy. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I think that's maybe why some women aren't finding the man that they want, because number one, you guys are looking at the few percentage of men that qualify for y'all, basically, and then y'all not willing to compete for that set of man, because there's women out here that competing for men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I like how he's saying y'all and he's including the women on the couch, but the woman on the far right on the couch, my right, she's not she's trying to exclude herself. She's trying to exclude herself from the rest of the black female dynamic. And that's what a lot of women are going to do now. However, they all still have some residual on them. They all still have some like leftover ick on them. Which is why she say stuff like, yeah, we compete, we try, but she still don't look at blue collar brothers. She can't look at blue collar brothers as an equal, even though he may very likely be making more than her. Somebody says, you guys have no idea what you can do with 30Ks overseas. Y'all better leave these time wasters alone and just leave, fellas. Yeah, 30K does go a very long way overseas. And we do have some idea because I did a show on that where the Filipina P, she went around and she was asking Filipino women and guys, how much does a rich person make? And it was less than it was something like 12 to 24,000 a year, because they were saying like $1,000 to $2,000 a month. That's what they said a rich person makes. So yeah, you can do a all right. Complex Design is here. What is he saying? May, education and intelligence aren't the same thing. There's a lot of stupid people with degrees. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it's a very unintelligent thing to conflate the two. So think about it like this: the education. You had the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow was the one, right? Yeah, the lion wanted courage. The Tin Man wanted a heart, and the Scarecrow wanted a brain, right? So they went through their whole event. I'm talking about the Wizard of Oz here, or Oz, whichever one, right? So they went through their whole adventure, and at the end of everything, the wizard gave the Scarecrow a diploma. Now, his intelligence didn't change after that. He just felt better about himself. And there's a lot of people out there. I'm pretty sure that you're talking about, to May, the person there. There's a lot of people who are under the impression that this increases their sexual marketplace value. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, it is like nice. And I guess if a man is really worried about his brand or something like that, then yeah, that makes sense. But like, take a real deep look at, the athletes and other people. Now, most athletes now are educated because that's required that they play college ball. But nevertheless, kind of look at their girlfriends and look at their mates and then look at the celebrity mates, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Is education really a factor? Like, who can stop and tell me where did Lori Harvey go to school at? Because she's highly sought after by the Michael B. Jordans and stuff of the world. But where did she go to school at? We know the last time she had like a major weight loss, how much she lost, 18 pounds. We know that. But do we know or care where she went to school? And I'm talking to, the guys out there. I mean, don't get me wrong. Nobody really wants a dummy, but you don't really have to go to school to not be a dummy. A lot of women like to hide their stupidity behind education. Okay, here's the person right here. Celebrities are not the standard. We need to keep conversation to non-celebrities. Okay, let's go there then. Celebrities are rich. They are high value. Stop trying to cherry pick. Most high value by definition is not the standard. So you are looking for non-standard. I repeat, you are looking for non-standard. The thing that don't come standard. When that is what the exception is. That's how you become an exceptional. That is what high value is. It means you're not average. It's not the standard. So back to the non-standard. These guys don't really care too much about education. They don't. You see, what we're dealing with here is hope for ugly women. Or I should say unattractive women. and stupid guys with money. If you take a woman who's subpar but educated because she's educated, you're stupid. And here's something that a lot of guys who make decisions like that don't realize. And that is, it's easier to get an education now, which means you got more dummies with them. I know this because I have an education and I got an education when education was hard to get. What do I mean by that? Nowadays, you have, man, I remember, I thought it was a godsend when spell check came out. Because I used to have to write college paper with hand. But, I went during that transition period. And spell check was like, oh my God, this takes away so much work. Now y'all got Google, y'all got Chat GPT, y'all got, there's people, there's online communities to help people like that. There's online tools. Y'all got all the tools and resources in the world, and college hadn't gotten more difficult. But y'all have a lot more resources to do that. So you have all these classes, right? And this is what really women take, that requires that you write like 3 to 5 papers a semester. And, that used to be a complicated thing because you had to go to the library, you had to check out the books, and it took a long time to do it. Now you just Google the topic and, you get your information instantly. You can cite it, you reference it, you throw the paper together in about 30 minutes to an hour, and you're done. And they do this for 60 units, and then they walk the stage, and then they say, hey, marry me, high value man. No, you actually have to look worth a damn. But some guys out there actually just care about that. And I say, okay, find those guys. But really, what those guys are doing is they're trying to justify to the fellas why they are with an unattractive woman. They're trying to say, oh, okay, so I'm with this chick. Yeah, she looked like this, but she's educated.
Like, if there's a LeBron James that's walking through, you best believe she put on her best effort. She coming with the right amount of feminism. She knows how to, what qualities will, attract that man. Like, you know what I mean? So, and her right, she is competing for him. Like, you get him? She's the first one showing up at the club. She's making sure she's getting his attention. Her cleavage is out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ass is poking out. She doing what she got to do to be seen. Like, you get what I'm saying? So that inherently is a form of competing. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, anything else you wanted to add, Keem?
No, I think they pretty much.
I do want to say one more thing. I think a lot of women chase the man that they're not even qualified for. So they see a man with great potential, they chasing him, and he not even looking at you because you're not what he want, and you're not trying to give him what he want. You just want to chase him because he's what everybody else wants. So he might not be on your level, and a lot of women waste their time on a dude that's not worth their time. So they spend 10 years trying to build somebody up that they should have just left the fuck alone in the first place. So, you know what I mean? It's a lot of wasted time, and you need to find out, I don't want to say levels, but if you know you can present this much to a man and you trying to get, like how we always say, people like to go to the extreme and go for LeBron James, but you mediocre, I hate, or average. He's not looking for that per se, maybe, but the nice guy right next to you, you just walking right past him because you busy chasing LeBron James.
I just want to say, like the whole cliche idea about the 6-figure, 6 feet thing, that could be part of the reason why a lot of us are single or not finding the right man. I feel.
Why does she keep repeating what they're saying back to them? Hit the like button. Why does she keep repeating? Like I think that the 6 figure, he just said that the standards are too high. I think she's drunk.
Feel like, you know, kind of agreeing with you guys to a certain extent. How somebody treats you is good. If you're equally yoked, like you can't be in a relationship with someone just because they make a certain amount of money or just because they are a certain height. They could be batshit crazy, or you guys may not make a good connection, and some people choose to, like you said, stay in unhealthy situations because of a stat.
Definitely.
And I just want to add one last thing. Also, going up on what you were saying, some women feel like they do not, they don't want to settle, and that's just that. Like, and they don't realize like men will settle in one area if the woman has every other thing, if she brings every other thing to the table. Like men will step down in beauty if she brings every other thing he needs at the table, and
Agreed.
women, they don't want to step down in nothing at
Right.
all. So that's why they're having
I don't
trouble
even look at
having
that
You
as
have to
settling. I
compromise.
feel like I found my partner. You
well,
get
not
what I'm
settle,
saying?
like
Yeah.
compromising, like
Compromise.
Compromise,
they don't
yes,
want to have
definitely.
any type of compromise.
Yeah,
that's
women are. I mean, men are way, compromise way more as far as when it comes to relationships than women. Women just be stuck on that list.
And
He's
that's
right
it.
though.
Mhm.
Yeah, you check 9 out of 10, but it's not 10 out of 10. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna keep doing my Sierra.
The chick on the left really annoys me. Each and every single thing she says is annoying to me. And she looks like she smells funny. She looks like she smells like whatever her neighborhood smells like. Yeah. Yeah, she looks like she smells like the neighborhood.
First prayer and keep waiting for that dude to come around. He ain't gonna come around. Like,
But-
The bus. That's the smell. That's the smell. I bet you she smells like the bus. I bet you she smells like the local transit system that of the city that she lives in. She looks like she smells like the bus. That's what it is. I knew I seen that smell somewhere. She looks like she smells like the bus. I'm telling you, if you ask the people on the couch with her right now, she smell like the bus.
Yo, how they say they want a loyal man, but if that man making that much money with that height, he could cheat all he want. They still sticking with that shit. You know what? Get to the next up. I ain't gonna
That's a whole different subject.
Yeah,
Don't ever open up.
So y'all don't think that people should have a basis of what they want out of a person? You gotta think like just chuck it up completely.
Those standards shouldn't change because he's more successful.
Well, I never said that. I'm saying in general,
We ain't
because
saying
that's
that you
I get
shouldn't,
what he's
but
saying.
it should be. You should be willing to compromise. Know what I mean, somebody checking off most of your boxes.
If he has everything else.
What's
So
I will make a compromise.
so if your man is rich, can he cheat? But if he's poor, he can't. I'm just saying that's kind of sounds like what you
No,
would.
I shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna keep it.
Well, no, I'm not saying that, but you're saying that. I'm trying to say in general, everyone has what they want out of a person. We all have different things,
Mhm.
and I feel like it really comes down to what you value the most out of the things that you have on your list. So, like, if a man, for example, has a lot of boxes, but one is like he really values getting good head from somebody. If she doesn't do that, and that's the most valuable thing, he's always gonna be looking for more because she didn't fulfill that one thing that's the most valuable. So you don't think that Yasha in general
I
has
agree with
qualities?
I can't feel it. I agree with that. Point.
Wait,
But
y'all
I can't
agree
miss
that we should
I'm sorry.
have some standard, you have some type
But
of
genuinely,
list?
if good head is your deal
That was an
breaker,
example,
right?
but yeah.
Yeah, but she got fire pussy. He gonna be like, I could just, know what I mean, take a little head and fuck. Know what I mean, I'd be all right. That's what I'm saying. He'd be willing to compromise more.
Okay.
Yeah, if she has the other qualities that makes him happy, or
The one in the middle is cuter. I don't know why she has a beanie on, but the one in the middle is cuter. The one on the right looks like she really, really, really enjoys my dick. So it's kind of hard to determine like which one is more appealing.
That he values. Most
Yeah.
men will, overlook that. You get what I'm
Sure.
saying?
She
Like,
cooking, cleaning.
If she
you know
willing
what
to
I
learn
mean?
with bad
Yeah.
head, then we
Right.
gonna
Yeah.
go.
That's all I'm saying.
You willing to
You can
learn,
learn.
mama?
That's what I was about to say. Just she could learn how to do. She can watch videos.
Or, well, recently we had a video where was talking about a woman. She was like, if you got a good man, but he not funny. And she was like, "Oh, you got a good man, pay your bills, take care of you, treat you good, but he not Eddie Murphy, so you can't be with him." So I was like, "Yo,
it's not good enough.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like,
not. I don't think that's that serious.
It's not that serious.
All right.
But
I
like
mean,
you
you can't
said,
be
man, that's your
super
deal
boring,
breaker. I
though,
mean,
like-
Everyone has their different things. We can't judge
Right.
you.
That's
know?
right. No, she's
It's up
right.
to you
You
to say,
can't
I'm
You
doing
judge.
want to
not.
laugh your whole life? Like, I don't care about laughing.
She's
Well, that's her though.
I
That's
do.
her
Laughter
though.
is medicine, but you don't have to be a comedian.
Laughing is
Right.
medicine. Go watch some TV.
I just think that more people have to be, men and women just have to be more realistic about,
Yes.
because
that's
For sure,
the key
yeah.
word right there.
like
Both.
if we look at the economy this ain't your grandparents. Like our grandparents was working factory jobs and still being able to afford houses and another family.
Two
and
families,
like, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Working these are not educated degrees. We talking about factory jobs, and they was able
Right.
now.
This is true. This is true. It would seem as if, because we are poorer than our grandparents, and not in the sense of how much we make, because what we have as far as assets and stuff go. Typically, we didn't, even the ones who got it didn't get it as quickly as our grandparents. Meaning that grandpa, he bought his first house like at 19 or some crap like that. It's stuff like that. We don't really have it like that. And we could get it by coming together. But we are, not only do we have less, we're less willing to come together to get it. Like a woman makes 40K, a guy makes 45K, but they won't come together to make, to combine it to make that 85. So they can get that house sooner. So it's weird. It's weird. You would think that poverty, would bring us together, but nope. And that's the thing that the whole winners come in people are talking about, like, poverty will force us. No, it seems like it's keeping us apart.
Because of inflation, you're gonna need most likely the average person is gonna need two incomes to support a family. Like not
And your
one
kids.
Yeah, not one person to support family plus kids. Like that's just unrealistic. Like you get what I'm saying? So as long as you value certain things like family and happiness and all those other things, I think you're gonna be good. But if you just keep going off of girl, don't settle, and that's what's being pushed into a lot of people's head is just don't settle. The God will find you. We always go and pray about it. He gonna come to your front door.
Yeah, that's when
That's not how it works, man. Like, listen, let me get to this next topic.
Okay, so I found the one that I'm actually going to go over, but that was a pretty good topic, and yeah, I did like how he closed it out there. So salute to the Daily Wrap Up crew on that. I actually had trouble finding this one, and I'm thinking it's because they put it on members only, so they probably did that just to mess with me. Let me do it again. Let's see. Videos. Because I know that like last night it wasn't on members only, but this morning it seems like it is. Let me see. Oh no. Okay. All right. Found it. Got it. Okay, so this was the one about hollering at people. Fuck, that's not it either. Oh crap. All right. Damn it. At least now I know how to find it. All right. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hit that like button while I do this. Ah, perfect. Okay. Finally. All right. Snazzy, what's good with you? All right. I seen Dr. Thunder here earlier. Salute.
For women, and I'm gonna need y'all to subscribe is going to get, so make sure y'all tap in. So getting to this first topic, why is modern dating so hard for women? And I'm gonna need y'all to talk y'all shit on this one, because I know there's a lot y'all want to get off y'all chest, so I want y'all to talk y'all shit. Let me see what y'all talking about.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for women because I'm
Mhm.
a certain way. Like, from seeing my mom, like, you know, my father been in jail 25 years, so I wouldn't blame her. She always had a dude, and she worked, and the dudes that she had took care of her, and she took care of them. So, like, I grew up seeing that. So, being in a relationship, I already know what to do. Age of 7, I know how to cook. Age of 9, I know how to, you know, wash dishes, do whatever I had to do. So, you know, I can't speak for a lot of women, but I feel like it's the commitment.
You say you know what to do. How do you know what to do? Because you never had that male, you never seen your mom in a position to be in a relationship with another guy. So how do you know what to do in a relationship? Because everything you named was for yourself. You know how to be an adult, but
That is true.
how do you
When
know how to
put it like
function?
that, to be honest, I feel like it's just one of those, how can you say it? Just observant. It's something that I really can't explain. It's just seeing my mom being in certain situations and know how to handle herself. That's it.
Okay, what about y'all?
I think women like kind of demasculate men nowadays. I
Speak
feel
about it.
like the whole independent movement, it was cute. It was
Mhm,
cool. It's
mhm.
good. But it's like you kind of taking away the role of a man. Like you're not even giving him a chance to like be a man. Because before you even sit there and say like say if a dude take you out to date, you pulling out your card. For what? He asked you on a date. Why you pulling your call out
I'm
for?
not gonna lie, I do that.
That's me
That's
too. I'm
bad.
not gonna lie.
I
That's
do
bad.
that.
I'm
Like,
not.
why is that
And
bad?
that don't make
You
me
do
a
that?
gold
That's
digger,
me.
but
I'm not
like
gonna lie. Like,
Yeah, nah, I
You-
do
like,
that.
I don't know. It's just a thing.
let a
Like,
man be a man.
So what does that mean? Can we hear women say that? What does that mean to you?
Like I don't know. I grew up in a 2-parent household, so I have my mom and
Okay. This whole I grew up in a 2-parent household thing. Because so many Black American women are subpar, a lot of this is their form of virtue signaling, basically. I grew up in a 2-parent home, and we're supposed to assume the best of them as a result of that. And we're also, okay, understand this, fellas. And I see May in the chat room doing this as well. A lot of women, particularly Black women, in fact, almost exclusively Black women in this particular case, they want to give the impression that all other Black women are screwed up but me. And the reason why I am not screwed up and they are is because I have an education. These are uneducated women. I am educated. Or these are single mother women. I have 2 parents. No, it doesn't work that way. You do not determine the criteria of how we value women. Take these chicks, for example. Wig, not wig, right? Look at how they're dressed. patent leather pants, jeans, and jeans. Open legs, open legs, semi-open legs. Now, here's what I mean when I say semi-open legs. Her legs are open. Her knees are not together. However, the fat of her thighs is pressed together, making the appearance of closed legs. But as you can see, the legs are apart, but the thighs are together. This is because of fat. Yes, so this is the dynamic. Now they want to say, oh, yeah, well, you should pay for the date. They want to be feminine when the check comes. But when picking a wardrobe, then, okay, let me take this one because she's the one talking right now. Take this one, for example. What is different from her outfit than what a man would wear? In fact, let's take a look at what the guys are wearing and see if they're not wearing jeans and a t-shirt.
And my dad, like, it's certain roles that a man takes. Like, he's supposed to protect and provide. And that don't mean you just sit around on your ass. Like, as a woman, you could get a job, maintain, but let a man be a man. You feel me? Like,
okay. So what was your mother's role growing up? Like, what did you
she
see her do?
made
T-shirt and not pants or not jeans, but t-shirt and pants. Dressed exactly like the dudes. Dressed exactly like the dudes. Oh, what's on the screen? Okay, it says, no, they have drug dealing, jailed parents, and broken homes. They are ghetto. LOL. Why is that your standard? That's not my standard. Don't make it about me. It's about you. Okay, let's make this about me. I don't look at the woman's background so much as I look at the woman. And I know you pedigree bitches like to come and say, oh yes, well, my father was a doctor and my mother was a lawyer and my sister went to Princeton and my other sister went to Hillman, so therefore I'm a quality. Well, that doesn't mean nothing. That means nothing to a smart man. A smart man looks at the individual. Why? Because sometimes the apple do fall far from the tree. That's why we have feminism. That's why we have all the crap that we have today. The reason for that, the reason that we have that stuff is because a woman decided to do something different. She's seen her mother and father's relationships work. And then she said, you know something? I'm going to be a strong, independent bitch. But they want to hide behind what their parents did. Press 1 in the chat room if you think you could whoop Mike Tyson's son's ass. What does that have to do with anything? They are trying to do that. They are trying to create this false sense of pedigree. Like, oh, yes, I'm a good bitch because of ... I'm a distant cousin of Einstein. That don't mean shit.
she made sure me and my brother was good. Like, we made it to the bus to get to school on time. Dinner was cooked. Homework was done. house was clean, the kids was taken care of,
Mm.
and my dad was at work making the money. She was working though, but like he really was the breadwinner.
Okay. Do you think your dad was in your life as much as he could? Like not as much as he could be, but like a lot. Like he was a big part of it.
And that's the downfall for it too. So like sometimes the father, because he's working, he don't really get a chance to
Spend
Spend time
time.
with the kids. Yeah.
But like my dad, he talked to me, I'm not mad at it because he was there.
Right.
Like when I woke up in the morning, he's getting ready for work. Like so for me, I seen what it looked like to see a man get up every day and provide for his family. So
All right, perfect example. Perfect example. So she's basically virtue signaling, like, oh yes, I know what a good man. I seen a man get up every day and provide for his family. Are you doing what your mother did? Are you attempting to recreate the relationship that your mother created? Apple, tree, two different things.
yeah.
You think with that perspective, it helped you understand the value of a man and in your relationship?
And the roles of a woman.
Yeah.
But when I see a bitch ass nigga, I know a bitch ass nigga, but I blame that on fatherless homes.
Okay.
Okay, Lala. Why is modern dating so hard for women now?
It's the same thing that she said. I feel like it's just the gender roles, like is the opposite. Like females want to do things for guys, and guys don't want to do much anymore. Guys don't want to do anything.
What do you mean?
Actually,
You gotta elaborate
they
on
don't
that.
want to do anything. They don't want to take control. They want to get flowers now. They want to be taken out. Like they want their bills.
Who in the hell want flowers? Who in the entire hell want flowers? Chicks like this make up all kind of excuses to why they are in the situation that they are in. I'm not talking about individually. I'm talking about the collective of women. Oh, it's because guys want flowers. They create the most ridiculous straw men ever that you've ever seen. Yeah. A guy asked me for flowers. When was the last time a guy asked a woman for flowers? You went and picked him up and he said, "Where's my flowers?" They just make up the most ridiculous crap you ever heard.
Pay. They don't do it.
I don't know who these men that would be.
It's a lot, though. It's a lot.
A man told you he want his bills paid.
Not, but it's obvious.
He told you he wanted flowers.
Huh?
He wanted flowers.
I mean, that's how they act.
Oh, okay.
It's how they act.
Okay.
It's how they act.
So you're assuming.
How do you act like you want some flowers? How do a man act like he wants some damn flowers? Huh? Like, oh yes, when he asked the waitress, when he told the waitress that he wants his steak medium well, I know that nigga wants some flowers. What?
This sounds like an assumption.
It's not assumption. Is the truth.
You did tell me that you don't really date guys on your level, right?
No.
Right. So you dating guys as kind of struggling. You know what I mean? So you would be like the help for those kind of guys.
I mean, yeah.
So I mean,
But it's both though.
mm,
It's two different guys. Like it's guys that have potential that do what they have to do and they want it for themselves.
mm,
But there's guys that actually have it,
mhm,
but they don't want to do anything. Like there's
mm,
guys that got money, flash money, do everything. Like,
and
but
still
they don't
don't.
want to spend the money. They don't want to take you out. They don't want nothing. They just want you to do it.
So do you think you're dating the wrong guys?
Huh?
Do you think you're dating the wrong guys?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You date guys that don't want to take you out. They don't want to.
I mean, the guys that I date, they take me out,
Oh, okay.
but I want to do that for them too.
So where are you getting this information from? Like, because you clearly deal with men who do those things for you, but you can speak so strongly about a collective of men.
It's social media.
Social media
Social
again.
That
Here we go.
it is social media. That's what you see. Guys want to be taken out. Guys, I see so many guys be like, "Oh yeah, why don't you buy me flowers? Why don't you take me out?" A lot of guys post stuff
Send
like
those
that.
clips, cause I ain't never heard.
Not match me.
Why
I'm
don't you
sorry,
buy me
like,
flowers?
Yeah.
Okay. The truth of that matter is the chick right there and the gray and purple, she don't date at all. From the way she's talking, she really don't date at all. She has like a very strong fear of rejection. And she just avoids dating altogether. And she makes up reasons why she's not dating. And the lie of today is because guys want flowers.
Yeah,
But I mean, what's wrong with taking a dude out if he's taking care of you?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what
Question:
I take them out.
would your mother show her appreciation by taking your father out?
Yeah.
Do you
Like,
think your father deserve a day out after
hell,
doing all that
I
shit?
mean, do a triple double overtime.
Yeah, he deserve a
Yeah,
day.
like she could rub your feet.
Yeah,
like,
and
you
take
know.
me out.
Yeah.
Shit, if you want to
But
buy flowers, then fuck it, buy me
You
flowers.
shouldn't
then.
be taking no dude out that don't do nothing. He just sit around smoking weed and playing 2K.
This is another straw man. This is another straw man. 2K. Okay, I don't really play. I know that she's talking about a sports game. I think a football game, like Madden 2K or something like that. I would assume that it's like higher because we're like 2K plus 2-3. You know, like 2K plus 2 tray. Like why would you play a video game that's 20 years old? But it does seem as if they all aren't really dating and they're just making up reasons. Most guys don't live like that. Just saying.
Mhm.
Well, first of all, we ain't gonna slander the 2K. No 2K slander. Like, you know what I'm saying?
How you
Like,
making money
you could be a
playing 2K?
you could be
You
a
could make
productive
money.
man
I
in
appreciate that.
society
Yeah,
and still
Let's-
play video
That's
games.
like
you know
every
what I'm saying?
dude nowadays want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
Or like every
Like
woman
every-
trying to be a rapper too. Y'all out here.
Isn't rap dead? These chicks are all over the place with their stereo. Like okay, I seen the 80s and 90s, and I do remember, you know, like young dudes gathered in circles and, you know, freestyling and stuff like that. I do remember that. But isn't that like long dead? It does seem like they're just making up old tropes and using that as an excuse for their current situation. Just saying.
Or hairdresser.
Hairdresser, eyelash specialist,
Or eyelash
nose
specialist.
hair plucker.
But
Come on, they out here.
I mean, how you progressing in life when I call you while I'm at work and you playing video games? I'm at work.
So he not paying his own
making our
bills.
job
He not
nothing,
taking.
program
I mean,
nothing, nothing.
how you pay? Like, I'm not gonna ask you, but I'm gonna observe. And
Mhm.
for what is given, is not given.
So is he asking you for money? Like,
I don't think so.
I think anytime a man is enjoying his peace, then it's like, yo, why are you enjoying your peace? Like, yo, that man he not out here he not cheating on you. He not out in the streets trying to be the life of the party. He just at home chilling,
his
enjoying
game.
his own
Mhm.
peace. And now it's like, yo, you can't be productive. Like, oh, I
Right.
do understand what you said. There are some dudes that just stay at home and they just play video games. But I'm
Yeah.
saying there is a balance that men can have. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a guy who's very productive, but I enjoy my quality time playing video games.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
like you get
See,
what I'm
that's
saying,
not
like
you
Uh-huh.
fine. Like play your games.
mm.
But at 10, 11 in the afternoon, what are you doing all
What if
day?
it's his day off?
Have some type of ambition. Like do
They
something.
gonna have a
Like are you
productive
setting up your
day.
401k? Like
My
are you
401k
setting
my
your life up?
401k
That
Like
is-
says-
Okay. I see what the guys are saying, and she's not even picking up on it. She's saying that every person, what they're saying is every person has a downtime. You know, like, oh yeah, but it's 10 something during the day. Yeah, but perhaps he works at night. Perhaps he goes to school at night. Or what have you. I mean, she's trying to create the image. Well, she's trying to say that she's talking about a particular person. But then when they asked her if he ever asked her for money, she said, I don't know. You don't know if your boyfriend or your ex-boyfriend asked you for money? So if you can't remember a specific instance where he asked you for money, the answer is no. He's obviously self-sufficient. But basically, what she's getting at is a man should always be focused on ways to making more money for her.
Naya,
Yo,
it's basically guys that play video games. They don't have motivation to even
And
get money. Like they're so sunk into play games on like I'm depressed. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
play
was about to
games.
say,
I
they
make
be
no money.
depressed. They be
Y'all
going
talking
through
about a
shit.
specific group of men that live with their moms and play video games
No.
all day, but y'all
They be
can't couple.
certain
Y'all
that
can't
I'ma live
couple
with they
everybody.
moms, just be like,
You can't
what's
couple
up?
everybody that play video games with the losers. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not. It's
I
just
think
not everybody.
you should be somewhat productive.
But
though.
this is the crazy thing because I could see Michael B. Jordan, LeBron James, any of these guys. LeBron James still playing Madden in the crib with Savannah rubbing his back. So then 2 weeks later, it's trending on y'all favorite shit, Instagram, and then y'all like, I need me a bae that's a video gamer. You know what I'm saying? Y'all love gamers. Give me a homebody gamer.
You see Meg Thee Stallion. You see Meg Thee Stallion with her ass up while her man playing video games. And, I need me a gamer bae and all this. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, all it takes is that one high value man in society to do something, and then it's like, oh yeah, I need me a man that's going, you know,
I don't
do
need
that.
him to be lit and all that.
Right. So just getting back to this topic, because on this show we hear women express how there isn't enough quality men in the dating pool. Like they say it's pee in the dating pool and stuff like that. So we want to get down to the nitty gritty to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We hear some women say men are sassy, men don't know how to be leaders. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I need y'all to really talk y'all shit because I want to get to the bottom.
Yeah, they
of this.
very sassy. They bratty. They complain too much.
Is that do you get that vibe too?
A tad bit,
different type.
a little bit. Yeah.
I wish I was on this panel because you're complaining that the men are complaining, but I don't think that you're listening to the complaints. They complain too much. Like, what are they complaining about? Well, they're complaining about me and my fake hair and my shape. Well, then maybe you should ...
I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh my
Like they complain.
What are some of the complaints y'all get from men
Oh, there you
that
go.
turn you off or make you feel like it's sassy?
I will say this. When I was dating a dude that did
She didn't answer. This one didn't answer. And I don't even think that this one is going to answer.
didn't grow up with his dad, he hit me with the you could take me on dates and you could pay for this, that, and the third. But when yikes. Like, he was just
How old was this young dude?
we was in college, so it was like
Was he taking you on dates?
he took me on a horrible date. Our first date was horrible. His friends was there.
Okay.
Girls be trying to bring their friends to dates all the time. Like,
That's
you know what
so
I'm saying?
childish. Why would you
No,
bring your
I could
friends
agree
on
with
a
that.
date?
Yeah.
Like,
So
Is that childish? Bitch is bitch. Like that, okay. So a group of friends get together and he brings a date. And you're that date. And you're sitting there like, this is childish. This is childish. He was a child last week. You're in college. The hell is wrong with these chicks? My parents are together. What the fuck? This is childish. So you ever be out and you see like a group of Asians, let's just say 5, 6 Asian couples. You ever see that? And you think the chicks in that group are saying this is childish? How come a group of friends of other races and nationalities can get together and couple up and double date and stuff like that? But what the hell? You just can't do it. So basically, you can't bring her anywhere. Essentially, you can't bring her anywhere. This is childish. Only children do this. Like, what she just described is each and every single episode of the TV series Friends. That is how each and every single episode of that worked. Like, the 6 of them got together at Central Perk each and every single Thursday for forever.
that was the only day he took you on?
Now we went on a few dates,
Mhm.
but like what back then,
Mhm.
I was begging for the bare minimum.
Mhm.
But now, hell no. What? Like, how?
So
You
all
can't
the-
even talk to me.
So all the dates was bad.
No, I had to ask him
Mhm.
to take me out. Now, I would never ask no man to take me out because the dudes that like me
Mhm.
take me out, like without an issue.
And that's where we get to the whole pursuing thing. That's the title of the show. So she had to ask this guy. She walks up to a guy in college and says, "Hey, would you like to go out with me?" And he says, "Yeah, some friends and I are having a group dinner. You want to come?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then she goes and says, "Oh, this is so childish. Your friends are here." Press 1 in the chat room if you ever been to a dinner party.
He was just trash. He was trash.
He was just trash. The trashiest thing he did was invite you to a dinner party. Like all the people who's pressed 1 in the chat room have received. According to this, you are trash for going to a dinner party. Unbelievable.
Trash.
But I mean,
wait. So you don't think women should shoot their shot if they see something they like?
I shoot my shot.
I shoot my shot, but sometimes guys don't really like that.
Yeah, they
Why women think that?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Because I feel like once a female like put pressure on a guy, like I feel like they kind of resist.
Now, pressure,
like they pull back. Like
pressure
they
is
pull
different.
back.
You get put to the
You know what I
back
mean?
burner.
You shooting your shot and showing
Not pressure,
interest.
but like
Okay, here's the thing. They're shooting their shot at guys that don't want them. They're not shooting their shot at guys that want them, but don't want to shoot their shots. They're shooting their shots at guys that don't want them. I seen this play out. I seen this play out with this Mexican chick, and she was trying to. Okay, so I don't know if they still do this, but Abercrombie and Fitch, they used to have guys that and women that stood outside the store naked or damn near in a bikini, right? These guys would be like a jawline nagaga with 0% body fat or with single digit percent body fat. And they stand outside the store with a bikini on, and then they have the woman who is who is as pretty as he is handsome standing next to him. So imagine like Barbie and Ken standing next to each other outside Abercrombie and Fitch, right? This chick was not hot enough to stand outside with the pretty people. Now I wasn't either, but we're not talking about me. We're not talking about me. So she so he was an officer and he was a black dude, right? He was black, she was Mexican. She at the time I wanted to get my off shirtness on, right? So they were selling like protein powders and stuff like that. And I was like, hey, tell me about that stuff that you're eating, right? So, she told me about it, and apparently it's all part of this big pyramid scheme that they had going on, but she didn't know it was a scheme, and I'm sitting there laughing because I find stuff like that interesting. I do. And the adults that fall for it. So she's telling me about it, and she was like, well, I can introduce you to my sponsor, right? So she brings this jawline nigga out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, okay, this is your sponsor. This is the person that brought you into this pyramid scheme. And it makes sense because he's a fit dude and he's selling a fitness product. So, and you fell for it, but you didn't fall for it because he's fit and this is a fitness product. You fell for it because you really, 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 really want to suck his dick. You really, 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 really want to suck his dick. And so I was sitting there and they went through their sales pitch. And it was awkward because she was a virgin too. She was maybe like 18 at the time. She was really just throwing this nigga her virginity, and he was not catching it. He was not interested whatsoever. And it was just funny and awkward, but it's like, what do you expect to happen? This nigga gets paid to be looked at. Like by women like you're not paid to be looked at. You're in the back folding the shirts while he's standing in front with another chick naked. He wants that other chick. So these are the situations that they're talking about. When they say that, oh, guys aren't interested because I took the first step. No, he's not interested because she's not interested. You taking the first step is not what's making him disinterested. You not taking the first 10,000th step on the treadmill is why he's not interested.
Yeah, shoot your shot. Like if I shoot my shot,
It's no
like
pressure. But how you shooting your shot though? That's
complimenting
considered
him.
pressure.
I mean, complimenting him.
Like you cute, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's
like
pressure.
Like shooting your shot.
That's what I'm saying. So you go up to a dude, you like, hey, you cute? Can I get your number? That's pressure.
Hell no.
I'm not saying it's like the actual word pressure. I'm just saying like that's shooting a shot. Like
Yeah, but where's the disconnect?
Where's the problem?
Yeah, where's the problem?
Like if she's trying, guys don't like that because they want to hunt. Some guys they have a problem with that because some guys are hunters.
I guarantee you, we do it
because we want to hunt. So I'm gonna just kick Kelly Stamps out. If Kelly Stamps came up to me and said, "Hey, GameChanger, I've been wondering what your semen tastes like. Do you mind if I suck on your penis for a bit?" And I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, madam, please, I prefer to hunt." How many of y'all hunt? And I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about how many of y'all hunt. How many of y'all like put on a Yosemite Sam cap and go to the woods and hunt deer and then like hang it up in your deer hunting shed and let the blood drain so it can get cured and stuff, and then you eat your deer meat. Like, how many of you actually do that? How many of you actually hunt? How many of you actually got moose heads like in your log cabin somewhere? How many of y'all actually like to hunt? Yeah, deer or duck. How many of y'all go duck hunting? How many of y'all actually are hunting fowl? Now, how many of y'all just want food given to you or delivered to you that you pay for? This is ridiculous. Men want to hunt. That's why we invented not hunting. Men have invented not hunting a very long time ago. We invented the whole, agricultural, once we started inventing farming and stuff like that, all of society has changed. We have invented not hunting a long ass time ago. And that's all species. That's all carnivorous or omnivores. That is all of them. Okay? Watch a lion hunt. And notice how it don't like pass up the slowest zebra. Like, it'll be chasing a zebra, and then the slowest one, if it's crippled, if it's sick, they don't care. They eat it. Imagine a zebra is stupid and it goes the wrong direction. You think that lion is not going to eat it? Oh no, I want to hunt. No, they want food.
a survey in America, and if a woman is coming up to a man will not be disappointed.
If anything, he might look around and like, am I being pranked? Is this like,
y'all mind if I do a survey real quick, man? You mind if a girl asks you out?
Nah, absolutely not.
What about you?
Oh, hell no.
What if you mind if a woman asks you out? No. Honest, what about you? Nah?
He said shoot it. He said
shoot away.
Weasel. Nah? Black? Big bro? Oh, so that's 100% right now. That's crazy.
I mean, that's fine, but is everybody here? There's other
That's
people.
like the
I'm just, but what are the odds of you 100% in the room?
All right, if I shoot my shot in your DM.
All surveys are invalid when black men do it. It's either not a large enough sample population or some other crap. But typically that's what it is. It's not a large enough sample population. If you ask 10,000 people, they like, yeah, but because they always say, that's not 100%.
And I'm consistent with it. Mm-hmm. Some guys don't like that. They want to chase. It's some guys that's hunters.
If that guy is not chasing you, and you commence to chasing him, and then he says, oh, he's not interested. It's not because he wants a chase, it's because he's not interested in you. And you're talking about DMs. So here's what that means. It means that he's that dude. He's that dude in all of the internet that you decided to DM. Now, for the same reason that you decided to DM this guy out of all of the internet, other women have decided to DM this same guy. And then when he picked one of the other of the thousands of women that DM this exceptionally handsome guy, you think that the reason he didn't pick you is because you shot your shot. No, he right now has his dick in the mouth of a woman who shot her shot at him. You can't get over this simple dynamic. And that is, men with choices are not choosing you. That's like me. That's like me finding myself, and trust me, everybody knows I don't be in women's DMs. I don't. You won't catch. I'm not Tommy Sotomayor. You will not catch me in women's DMs like that. But let's just say one day I get a urge. I get an urge to go into Kelly Stamp's DMs. And she don't respond. And then my conclusion from that is, oh, it must be because she wants to hunt. It must be because she wants to get at me. She wants to be in my DMs. I denied her the opportunity to hunt for my penis. That's why she didn't respond. Delusional. Delusional.
Is that cheating?
Ain't no
They
woman
don't like that.
consistently shooting they shot in your DM. That's
cap.
a woman sending one DM, you don't respond. That's it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No.
And if you shoot multiple DMs, no, he probably not. He probably not interested in you.
I'm
Like,
telling you,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and if you shooting DMs and he not replying, it's probably because he think you're his girlfriend's homegirl trying to be slick. I'm telling you,
they do be,
like,
they do be
shit,
doing
why
that.
she
Like,
hit me up? This is
we had an episode like that. Shorty said she be sending her homegirls into her man's to try to get them caught up and stuff like that.
That's that's
weird.
extra.
Like,
I'm not saying
who's
that.
doing that?
Loyalty.
You
That's
don't
what
trust
I'm
them. You
saying.
don't trust them. Like,
Listen, let me get to this next topic.
Well, real quick, I
my fault.
wanna mention why I believe that the dating pool is hard for modern women. I do believe that you guys don't date with a purpose nowadays. So I don't think y'all going on the date or in a relationship informing the man what you're looking for. So I feel like y'all going with the flow, and I mean, what's straightforward?
I'm telling you what it is. Like, I'm telling you what I want and how I want you to treat me and what we're gonna do. And if this is not what's gonna happen, that's it. Like, I'm not wasting time with nobody. You can't.
She enters with a list of demands. I go in and I say, this is what I want, and this is how I want to be treated. Really? Really? You enter with a list of demands? Oh God.
Get that time back. I dealt with a person for 8 years. Like, you can't get that time back.
Granted, but 8 years sounds like a lot of time. Yeah. So it wasn't time wasted with you being up front. So you could say with
it's
that
time
approach,
wasted because I didn't get nothing out of it. You feel me?
You got an 8-year relationship out of it. What are you talking about?
Well, it's a difference. Like, for instance, certain people get in a relationship, they have kids. There's no kids. There's no house. You feel me? There's no bank account. There's like nothing. You feel me? There's nothing. So it's like a waste.
I think you learned from that experience.
Yes, I definitely did.
At certain times, you realize maybe that this person is not for you, but you guys tried and you put your best foot forward.
So moving forward, now I know the mistakes that I made in that relationship, so I won't make it in the future.
So it wasn't a waste.
All right, James Wingate, greatly appreciate you. Says these are just basic community chicks for basic black men. Yeah, pretty much, but they don't see themselves as basic. They see themselves as exceptional.
You got
me.
You got some gold out of that.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing or
so
lesson.
What are your thoughts on this, real quick? Why do you think it's so hard for women?
I think they got unrealistic standards most of the time. Women be wanting the highest of values of men and not bringing nothing to the table, just expecting that man to want them. And there's a lot of average men out here that are good men that's getting overlooked because they want this specific group of men, and I think that's why the pool is smaller or whatever. It's because they disqualifying a lot of men.
But those average men are looking for IG models most of the time,
Come on.
and they overlook.
Okay. Yes, average men want IG models, but they get with average women. You see, average women want the male equivalent to an IG model, and that is that top 1% dude. However, they don't settle for the average guy. See, the average woman would rather be alone than with the average man. The average man, though he hopes for an IG model, he would get with an average woman to not be alone. See, that's the difference that he's talking about.
Look, the average girl.
That's
What makes you think they're looking for IG models? Because they liking their pictures?
No, I don't care about Instagram because Instagram is not real life. Like, I cannot stress that. It's really not real life.
It's really
like, you
not.
could see people on Instagram and then see them in real life and you'd be like, that's you.
We get that a lot.
I feel like social media, like you said, it's like it feeds a like delusion. Like, people think they can have like a Keisha Corey, what's that lady name, and Gucci Man kind of relationship. Like, some guys don't have like realistic expectations of a woman either. Like, so if we have unrealistic expectations of a man, y'all don't have realistic expectations for us either.
You think the average guys?
I know you are, but what am I? That's hit the like button. That's essentially what she's saying. I know you are, but what am I? Like, yeah, women nowadays have unrealistic standards. No, men have unrealistic standards. Oh, okay. Could you elaborate? Y'all want Instagram models. Because fantasies and photoshops and she don't look like that in real life, but y'all want Instagram models. Okay. So the last guy that you asked out, did he say no thank you, you're not an Instagram model? Well, no. What happened with the last guy that you asked out? Oh, well, he brought me on a dinner date with him and his friends. And I thought it was childish. So the guy that you wanted gave you the time of day and you didn't appreciate that time. So where's this whole high standard thing coming out? Yeah, exactly. I'm rubber, you glue. Whatever bounces off me sticks to you. Yeah, because y'all want Instagram models. Like, why are they creating this narrative where if each of these girls set up a Tinder account, they wouldn't get any hits? the only hits they will get is like one every week or so, because guys aren't going after average chicks like that.
Sitting at home like, yeah, I could get a Bernice Burgos. Like, I could get a Rihanna.
No.
I could get a Beyonce.
No.
Oh, you think the average woman sitting at home like, yeah, I get LeBron James.
But then again, y'all be giving girls time of day that when you listen to how she talk, you know this ain't right. Like and the girl that
Wait, what? What? Notice how she completely just changed the subject. Because the subject was their unrealistic standards. And then her response in short was, we don't have unrealistic standards. Y'all have unrealistic standards. And then he replied with, no, it's realistic. Our standards are realistic because you don't see the average guy saying that I only date Bernice Burgos. And then she responds with something completely outside of the standards realm, which y'all talk to chicks who you shouldn't be talking to because she's not too bright.
like is chilling, y'all be like, nah, that's the bro.
That's what y'all be doing.
Yeah,
cause women
y'all be doing that though.
Y'all, some women are opportunists. You get what I'm saying? And women get more attention than men. When you come down to it, more men are hollering at women than women are hollering at men. Right? Can we all agree on that?
Yeah.
Who you think got more people in the friend zone, women or men?
Probably women.
Okay. So
But look, you see how you just said men are hollering at women? Isn't that the role of a man? Like, no? Shouldn't he be chasing?
Isn't that the role of a man? The role of a man is to chase my pussy. Your duty is to hunt my booty. And while you're doing that, I'm supposed to accuse you of only hunting after Instagram models. Yeah, true. Guys do be hollering at me. They do be coming at me because that's their job. But these guys are only hunting after Instagram models. Like, wait, what?
Me?
but I'm not negating that. I'm just saying that women have more opportunities. More men are chasing them than they are chasing men. So,
but did y'all fight for equality? What you said? Equal rights, equal shots.
I mean, that is true. Like, I mean, if y'all fought for the equality, y'all should be equally shooting y'all shot.
But y'all only one is convenient, right?
True say. I ain't gonna fight that. But like, be for real. Like, men should chase. Like, y'all should be chasing.
I mean, if I see something,
And some guys get like, I'm not gonna chase you. Why not? Like, ain't that's what you're supposed to do?
I'm not chasing any woman that's not showing the same interest. I'm not doing that. Number one, women have stressed it out as when men are chasing now become thirsty. He's a stalker. Women have y'all have destroyed like chivalry single-handedly. Like everything that's thought of.
This one right here was laughing as she caresses her wig. This one right here. Hats have different meanings now for women. Hats is what they use to keep their wig on. When you see a woman with a hat, chances are she has it on for wig/weave related reasons. This one right here is using it to keep her wig in place. The one in the middle, she just balances her wig like those models who put a book on top of their head to walk. This one, the one on the left, she probably moves around a lot. So she has the wig to, she has the hat to keep it on.
of being chivalrous, women have complained about it and said it was creepy and said it was thirsty and said y'all was a pervert. So men have been backing off now. Like now we're like, all right, maybe we did find you attractive, but normally when I do go shoot my shot, it's often looked at as you're being a creep, you're being perv, you're trying to out me, expose me. So men are just chilling at this point. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if that connection is there, yeah, but I'm not gonna force it, especially in the era where women are taking any chance. Yo, how many videos you see with women at the gym and they see a guy just having to look any direction? Now they on social media, yeah, he was being a pervert. I can't even work out. Like, God damn.
That is true, and that is annoying as hell. You know, like this one chick, she was doing like pussy thrust in the gym. And then a guy, this white dude, looked at her for like 3 seconds and you know, it was like, oh yeah, you pervert. It's weird. It's weird out there.
Damn, I can't even look in the general direction of you without you thinking I'm a creep. Yeah, but you got damn, like this shit is just so crazy.
You in a two-piece with the shorts between your cheeks, and I'm supposed to be like, hey.
You gotta go in there like they with the blinders on, like the television, like, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, y'all destroyed that chasing shit, man. Like, nobody gonna chase y'all no more. If there's no reciprocation, if you're not showing interest, why am I chasing you?
But if I move too fast, you're gonna think I'm a hoe.
Why would I think you're a hoe because you?
But if I move too fast, we're gonna think you're a hoe. There's a little bit of truth to that. There's a little bit of truth to if a woman is asking you out, then you are far more likely to hit. You are far more likely to smash than if you ask her out and she accepts. Doesn't mean that you think she's a hoe. And most certainly it doesn't. You see, here's the thing. And this is how she's projecting. We don't really look for reasons to look down on somebody. You see, we don't look at somebody being attracted to us as a negative. Now, the women in the gym who's doing the pussy thrust, and then when the guy looks at him, she say, "Aha, got you." We don't look for opportunities to say, "I got you, bitch." We're either interested or we're not. Somebody said, "Am I open to?" I'll open it for like a very small period of time because it seemed like people want to say something. But yeah, it's like we're not, either we like you or we don't, and it's whether you approach or we approach, it really doesn't matter too much. And whether you give it up, that really doesn't, is what is that doesn't make many guys like you less. I know there's dudes out there like Trill, like, oh no, that was too easy, so I'm not gonna take her seriously. I'm going to, some dudes are simple. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But let me end this because we got like got a couple minutes on it.
Show interest?
But
if you throw a pussy at me, as soon as I say hi, you're a hoe.
No,
yeah. But if you show interest.
But let's be real. Like, you ever like was talking to somebody, like y'all both feeling each other, y'all, you know, and then like you show him interest, and then he get comfortable, and then next you know the calls go less, the texts get dry, because he done met somebody else.
He realized that you wasn't a woman for him.
Because he met somebody else. Like, so that had nothing to do with you making the first move. He met somebody, like, no matter who made the first move in that scenario, he would have met somebody else. Like, that's something that's unavoidable. That's, you know, that's something that a person, man or woman, don't really have control over.
That's all it was.
Yeah, and then the thing is, when women say they want a guy to chase me, that very much comes from a sense of entitlement. So if you know that the guy's chasing, yeah, you could treat him like shit because you're expecting them to chase you. You get what I'm saying? So that there's like a certain mentality that comes with that. Like, oh yeah, I know he's chasing me. I know these guys is DMing me, so I could pick and choose. Like, you know, guys is tired of that, honestly. Like, you know what I'm saying? If there's no vested interest or mutual interest, then most guys are gonna be like, all right, well, let me just move on to the next. So you get what I'm saying? There's no disrespect. It's just that I'm not gonna men are valuing their time more. So, you know, my time is valuable to me. And if I see that you taking your sweet time to reply back, or for some reason in 2023 you haven't seen your phone in 5 hours, and we know y'all be at your motherfucking phones like every 3 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not falling for that no more. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Overall, I do feel like both parties, men and women, take each other for granted. We get comfortable and complacent when we got somebody that we know is gonna stick by our side. Men and women, we both do this. Like, oh damn, they like me, they love me. Oh, they accepted me from doing this fucked up shit. Oh, I'll take an inch, I'm gonna take a mile, and then we stretch that shit till we burn each other out.
Right.
And I think that's a flaw between both people. We need to, appreciate when we got something good when we first get it, instead of fucking tearing a relationship down and then saying, then you on your next relationship, damn, I wish they was like Marcus. I wish they was like Ashley. And then you chasing what you had from this prior relationship, hoping it could be like that. And you're never probably going to get that shit again. And you're not going to get it with them either. So, I mean.
Listen, one thing that I value, and I actually like having these, podcasts and these platforms, because they honestly make you value your significant other even more. Because definitely. I mean, when I was in the relationship, obviously we had the podcast, and I really just started really valuing my significant, because to hear some of the rhetoric some of these women be talking, you be like, damn, you know what? Maybe the one I got, she ain't that bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers out here be wilding, like both men and women, like, you know what I mean? So it kind of make you value, your significant other. Like, they might have, everybody has their flaws, but listen, it could be way worse out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so let me get to this next topic. Who do you think is more likely to have a backup in case of relationship?
Okay, they already asked that question, so yeah, I'll open it up for a little bit. I was going to close this at the 2-hour mark, but it seems like some people want to come up, so I'll do that. I'll do that for a second. But yeah, what happens, and the reason why these women are acting this way is because there's a bit of regret. There's a bit of regret when a woman shoots her shot and gets shot down. That's not supposed to happen. It's that's the worst case scenario for a woman. And then what happens is they backtrack on how can I make this right? And whatever conclusion they come to, it's almost always the wrong one. Because chances are, and men understand this, there's nothing they could have done different. There's just a better chick out there for him. Men are comfortable with that. Like a chick leaves you for a guy that is better in ways. Let's just go with height, right? You're 6'0", and or actually scratch that. You're 5'4", right? And she leaves you for a dude that's 6'4". We understand that. We don't, or at least you shouldn't. You shouldn't just go back down the list and like, oh, well, maybe if I did this, maybe if I bought those $900 shoes, then she would know. It doesn't. It's just that she likes a certain type, and you just so happen to not be that type.
A lot of people do like to cover up with like new sneakers, jewelry, hairstyles,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's, to me, and I could be wrong. Well, fortunately, we have a woman on the panel. How much of a difference does that make? Like a guy's shoes and stuff like that, and I can see the car maybe, but like
honestly, where I'm from, I'm from up north, New York, New Jersey, Baltimore, all of that. It matters here. Like a lot of women would get with a man because he can dress, or he has dreads or a beard. A lot of women up north are like that.
I don't have none of that, so I would not get play. and wherever that is. And quite frankly, I don't want it.
Yeah, I mean it's sad, but a lot of
I-
women do like that.
I think it. I think
So
it.
here's how I look at it. Right quick, Azra. If Kelly Stamps came at me right now and said, "GC, grow a beard and I suck your dick," I would say, I kind of like my face the way it is. I really, really, really just like really, I gotta grow a beard that itches. Like that's how big a beard? I would say how big of a beard.
You can get the beard extension at the barbershop.
Yes.
Well,
I like Kelly Stamps because Kelly Stamps is like nerd fine. Like, you know what I mean? That's the new term. I like nerdy fine. Like she fly though. I like and what I like about Kelly is that she's articulate. Like I know where GC come from. We have similar tastes, you know. Like if there were an ideal black woman, I would say it would be Kelly.
Kelly is the ish, right? Would you grow? Oh, you already got a beard. Would you grow dreads for it?
No, I don't like dreads.
Okay.
So if Kelly said, "Hey, look, I'm attracted to men with dreads, and I want you to grow them for me," would you do it?
More than likely not. I just, it's funny, crazy. I just grew my beard out of laziness because I was tired of shaving, and I did that. I was like 21, and it took like 3 months to get to where it is right now. It didn't take long, but I genuinely don't like my beard anymore because it's weird. Sometimes I just don't like if everybody likes something, I don't like it anymore. If that makes sense. It's like I've been real tempted to sometimes just shave it off and start over. Like I've shaved down my beard just because I just don't want to fit in with everybody else. Everybody else has like prime example, like when I was like 21, like when you working at your first jobs and whatnot, like girls used to be like, "Dag, like Asbro, like you have the beard and whatnot," and they would say, "I wish you had like a sleeve, like a tattoo sleeve." And I used to hate that. It's like Melody if a guy said, "Dag, Melody, you fine, your skin look good, but I wish you had longer." They'd be like, "I wish you had weave though." It's like, oh, like why you had to say that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like damn, you don't like me the way I am. Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay. So somebody said, I can't grow a beard. I don't know if I can grow a beard. Personally, I don't want to find out. I will say this: I didn't have to shave until I turned into like after 40. So Azrael talking about 21, and I that's not me. That's not me. I didn't start shaving like really. I didn't start shaving until I was like 40s, maybe even 41.
No, I was shaving when I was 14. Like I had to buy the
Yeah,
stuff, and it's
not me.
because
So
I was gonna say because I had to growing up. I was in the church, so like you couldn't be looking crazy and whatnot. I would have preferred mine to look wild, like if I could, but like I couldn't because my hair is kind of coarse, so I couldn't. My mom would be like, "No, you can't go to church looking like that." So that's when I had to shave.
well, yeah. I mean, with me, I mean, there's that obvious reason too, but there's also I'm just used to my face. Like I spent 40 years with this face, and I'm not gonna put a beard on it. Like so that's why I don't beard myself, and
I would say this, and Melody probably will agree to this. I think women would care more about your skin
Yes.
than your beard if they had to choose between the two.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
100%. Because some men don't judge me for saying it. Maybe you guys see it too. You ever seen guys from the projects with like messed up skin? You know what I'm talking about?
It's because of what
Yeah, I've seen it.
and they're not hydrated. They don't drink a lot of water. That's just in general. People just either they smoke too much, they drink too much. The smoking, either their skin looks scaly, almost like snake-like.
Yes.
And with the drinking, you could tell the person drinks a lot if their skin look really blotchy, like a pig. And then like if the skin is real oily, to me, it's like probably they eat a lot of fatty stuff because I used to get that sometimes. But,
Now, I wouldn't necessarily, change like my hairstyle or whatever, but when I was in high school, there was this girl that I was really trying to holler at, and we had our concert, and I had to like buy a suit, So we went to the mall. Mom took me to the mall and got a nice suit, got it tailored. And then after the performance was over, I was in the band room and she was like, "Hey, like, you know what, Kasim, you look really nice. You should start dressing like that more often." And then from that point on, I really stepped up my game as far as like dressing well. But then there were other girls, you know, that I was interested in. Now they gave me like more attention. So it does help.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Was it worth the before and after?
Oh, yes, absolutely, 100%.
Okay. Okay. I believe you. It's still not worth it to me.
It's always be yourself, game changer. Like if I used to dress preppy. Like you see how Kanye West used to dress back in the day. That's how I used to dress back in high school, like the preppy look. Like it's just best to be yourself, because at the end of the day, like that's the best version of you, and that's the confident you, and that's you being comfortable in your skin. And women will probably be more drawn to that than you wearing certain name brands, just trying to fit in or appease to a woman what you think she might want. Like those type of women you don't want anyway. Women that are into name brands, you don't really want those kind of women.
I hate name brand. I can dress without name brand. Like I'm cheap when it comes to clothes, but when I go outside, it's like all eyes on me because my clothes look rich, even though I didn't pay much for them. They look rich, and I was always told you dress like a California girl, you dress like a Miami chick or whatever, like in the summertime, and I took that as oh, I must look good, or New York girl, so you don't have to spend a lot of money to look good.
And I think Azrael is onto something too when he was saying that it's the type of girl that you want. Like, yeah, I like the Kelly Stamps type, and I can't really, I can't see Kelly Stamps appraising a nigga's shoes. She has like that nerd swag. You could step to her with Crocs, and she's not tripping. She has that particular type of demeanor about her that, yeah.
You know it's crazy, and don't judge me for saying this, but when I know I can definitely get a chick, or I know that a chick is not bougie. Like even if the chick is bougie, I think I can get her, but like I know that it's not gonna be a hassle if there's some scuffs on her sneaker. Like if she's wearing sneakers, there's a little bit of stuff on them. Then I know, okay, she's not into like herself as much. I mean, yeah, she's groomed and she looks decent. She's not looking homeless, but she's not like over vain. Oh, she's not into the old vanity and looking flawless. You know what I mean? Like if a girl, what, Melody, like if you live in New York, like if you're on the subway one night, you see a girl and she might be wearing sneakers. There might be a little bit of scuff on her sneakers, but it's like, okay, that's someone that's not, they groomed to a point, but they're not overly ODing with it,
Exactly. And it seems like the girls that's OD with it have the nastiest attitudes. Yes. Like, oh, he's going to have to buy me a Prada bag and these shoes and red bottoms and blah, blah, blah. Like, I can't stand that type of attitude.
Yeah. All right. I think Hustler and Muscular left. So we didn't get you. I know you chimed in, but what's on your mind, Kashim? Kashim, you there?
I thought he was the one that spoke last. That wasn't him?
Oh, my bad. Well, it was, but it was more of a chime in.
Yeah. Well, wait, real quick. She looks gorgeous there. I love it. I love the bang on her.
You see what
her lips, everything.
Yeah, like if you hear her talk, like, oh my God, it's like it's just smooth. Like how you can just GC, you can close your eyes and just listen to her speak. I remember the first time I saw her YouTube, I'm like, damn, because she used to travel back and forth, because she used to live in LA and then she went to New York and then she went back to LA and she's in Boston now. But man, like I was like, damn, why can't there be more Kellys in this world?
Is she Ethiopian or Eritrean?
No, I think she's
no, I think she just looked like that.
Oh, with the eyes and the lips, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what I like. Those are my favorite features. But yeah. But my point is her demeanor and stuff, like that's the type of girls I'm attracted to, and maybe I just dress the way I dress to filter out. It's like, do I really want to deal with a chick that's into me because of my shoes, and do I really want to just spend a bunch of money on shoes just to get an extra pussy that from a chick that's fucking niggas based on what they got on their feet? Like, do I really want that?
Right.
Not all of them are gonna look at it in that particular context. They look at it as far as, you looking good and you looking well to kind of have for you to boost them up, right? So they can look good next to you, and vice versa. It's a representation of your of yourself and how you carry yourself, and that has a lot to do with the visual, what you wear and how you carry yourself. Has, it goes beyond all kind of spectrums. It gives you favor in your profession, whatever it is you're trying to do. It gives you favor in the way that you go about things, even also with women. So I'm a strong believer in having a nice, clean, neat appearance does well for you across all spectrums.
I agree. I agree
Mhm.
in having like a neat, clean appearance. What I don't agree with is, having like Gucci shoes on and stuff. I think that you're doing too much at a point,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm against. But no, I am all for neat, clean appearance. That's why I shave. You bearded freaks. That's why I shave.
Yeah, I had a beard too at one time, but I shaved it down,
Yeah.
and I kept it clean. And when I kept a clean face, naturally I took good care of my skin. I drank lots of water. I got more responses from my cleaner skin, especially when I was talking with women and clients. And like, wow, Kasim, your skin is like really really nice and clear and clean, and it was refreshing for them because they most of them weren't used to seeing guys with good clean clear skin. So it helps.
Right. But you know what else we like as women? So we like definitely the skin, but we like the scent. Like when you can smell good, put on a nice cologne, or maybe smell like the soap that you
Yeah.
used. You know what I mean? I like that.
That is a disadvantage for me when I go places. Whether I get flown in on my own dime, or I'm on vacation and I'm hooking up with a chick that I met online on vacation. Um, because you can't bring your cologne with you, or at least it's difficult to. It's difficult to bring your cologne with you. You got to check in your bags if you want to do that because it's liquid, and they'll toss your shit. And if they do, that's like $100 to $200. I don't spend much on cologne, but that's $100 to $200 that they toss out. I don't
Yeah.
mind them tossing out my mouthwash, but
That's
No,
funny.
I'd rather them toss out the cologne to the mouth.
No, I never had that happen to me. Normally, I have, something a bag that I check in and a small bag for the carry on. But the check-in bag, has all the good stuff in it.
yeah, I don't check stuff in because I'm cheap and fuck
Oh,
them.
wow.
Yeah,
So I'm a very frugal man. So maybe that's another reason why I dress the way I dress. I'm a very 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 frugal man.
see, you're
So
a good dad, GC. You know how to budget.
yeah, exactly. I budget, and I avoid checking in bags. But so yeah, sometimes I go places uncologned.
Oh,
Like
wow.
yeah, I met Chantel in Dallas. I was uncologned. I didn't bring cologne to Dallas with me
Mm.
Did she
because
say, did she say, "Oh, you stink"?
no, I mean I don't walk around just like on some hippie stuff. Like I don't walk around just smelling unshowered and unbathed and stuff like that. But I was uncologned because I'm not wearing my dad's. I was staying with my dad in Dallas, but I'm not wearing my dad old Spice or whatever the fuck he wears. So I'm not putting that on, and I didn't bring my own stuff.
You know what though, man? That might be a plus for you because we all have our different pheromones,
Hmm.
and there are certain women that are attracted to those pheromones. Like I was at this one rock and roll club, and this one guy, he was funking up the whole place, and he had a girl, and she was all over him. And then when he walked past me, I'm like, oh my God, like how in the world can this girl be with this dude? Like he stinks, and she was just all
Wait,
over him,
wait, wait,
right?
wait, wait, wait. Let me interrupt. Let me interrupt because I don't want rumors to get started. I was not trying to seduce her. I wasn't trying to use my pheromones to seduce Shanta. I don't want. I
What
do
clothes you
not.
wearing, GC? My
I
penis, just for men.
no.
Just for you.
I do not want that rumor to get started. I wasn't like ooh, check out my pheromones or anything like that. Or
No, I don't think anybody would. I didn't take it that way. I don't think anybody would
okay.
take it that way. But
You know, Nico, I liked the sweater vest you had on, GC, when I saw you.
Ah, thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Yeah, I do sport a nice Carlton Bank style Argyle sweater vest. You know, I
Yeah,
think it's stylish, you know, and it don't cost much money.
absolutely.
Hey, game changer.
What's up?
Passport bro travel tip.
Okay.
Instead of cologne, go to your local CVS or drugstore or Walmart, and they have Bod body spray. Don't get the aerosol.
Oh,
Do not get the aerosol. Get the regular spray, the small bottle. It's allowed on in a check-in. Excuse me, in a on a carry-on bag. 3 ounces. You can get that Bod body spray in about 3 different fragrances: the black, the blue, and the white. Either one of those, whichever your
Yeah,
preference. Costs about
I'll get
$8.
that for you. Yeah.
or you could go to your any kind of boutique or store where they sell that and just get it that way. They have the little small samples that you can get. You know, just get you 2 or 3 of those and you're good to go.
Right. Here's the other thing I do. You can also take your own liquor. Yes, in your carry-on. Here's how. Go to your local liquor store, buy the minis. You could and put them in a Ziploc bag, a 1-gallon Ziploc bag. Fill it up with as many as you can put. As long as you have the miniatures, 3 ounces each, you're good. Now you got your own liquor stash. You can also carry it on in a carry-on bag approved by TSA. As long as it's in that 1-gallon Ziploc bag, you good to go.
okay.
And
I do got to travel better. I am a frugal person, and I need to just check my bags and bring some cologne because you don't know what you're missing. And I do wear it on a day to day, just not when I'm flown out or flown in. So
You know
yeah, I
what,
do
though,
have to
GC?
work on that.
You should keep some at your dad's house because that's where you went, right?
Yeah, but I rarely visit them though.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
not enough to like keep stuff there.
true.
Yeah. You know, I mean, or else
Well,
I
It's a
just
small
go out and buy one. But no, I wasn't. It was Thanksgiving. I wasn't out like looking for action or anything like that. It was just a family thing. There was no real reason to wear cologne for that or bring it.
but not checking a bag can be smart because, particularly if you have connections, and there might be a delay or you get separated from your bag. So it avoids all of that type of confusion when you have your bag with you. So
Mhm.
you're smart for that, but there are other ways around some of the other issues with liquids that I'm telling you about, man. That's why you got a passport, bro. Expert right here.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Now I want to address what's on the screen. K Dot said basically the type of black girls you're attracted to are attracted to and prefers white men. Well, yes and no. You see, I think that brothers don't really understand why some sisters prefer white guys because it's not the reason that you think, and it most certainly isn't a sense of. I mean, of course, the swirlers, but I'm not really talking about them. I'm talking about like Kelly Stamps if she prefers that. What women in general see when they see white men is they see commitment. White guys are committed. They're the guys who you could just count on to drink beer and mow the lawn and shit like that. When they see black men, they see players, whether he's a player or not.
But why?
Now, huh?
Because why? It depends. Like Pookies and Ray Rays, yes, but like a nice nerdy black guy, I don't think a woman would see a player.
No, 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 and that's what I'm getting at, Melody, because I am a nerdy black guy. So they don't see player, and I don't want them to see player. You see, what a lot of black guys got to understand is that you're not doing yourself a service projecting playerness because women marry down but fuck up. I repeat, women marry down but fuck up, meaning that the guy that they're willing to fuck, no strings attached, has to be like so much more handsome than she is pretty, so much more exceptional in every way, because she's just giving up pussy and he's just getting pussy. So, they go for that. They like, okay, I'll fuck you, no strings attached, and I'll let you be a player. However, it has to be to my benefit in this way, which means that you have to have the Gucci shoes on. You have to smell like this. You have to look like this, and you have to iron your jeans until they stand up on their own. You have to, because this is the price for just the no strings attached situation. But then there are girls who are not about that life. And those girls tend to mess with white dudes because white dudes aren't about that life either. At least that's the reputation. They don't have a reputation for being players. So when women look for commitment, they look for, they look for white guys because they have that reputation. Granted, but they'll take a black guy who appears committed. They do. And they don't hold him to that whole criteria. The whole criteria changed. That's why you see these dusty skateboard looking white dudes, with an attractive woman, or, an attractive woman, black, white, or Asian, because it really don't matter, because that's her boyfriend. It's not somebody she's just fucking. So y'all do yourself a disservice by, in my opinion, a lot of brothers do themselves a disservice by going above and beyond.
It's like you cast type yourself in the sexual marketplace.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, it's like, okay, if you want to be a player, you're going about it the right way, but all the women who are not looking to get played are going to be put off by you.
But does that work in reverse in the black community if you're trying to get black women?
Well, far too many black women want to be played.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the player appearance, the player persona is not associated with white guys, and so but in the black community, the player persona is seen as the ideal. Like the more women a guy has, the more he gets, i.e. Future. The more fuckboy he is, the more they want him.
No, I get it, but once again, those women want to be played. Sierra wanted to be played. Like his baby mamas wanted to be played. They all wanted to be a baby mama. And that's fine. I understand that, I'm not going to get certain women, as a result of this. I understand that. And I'm content.
Correct. A lot of it has to do with, I think, with black women, when they compare like the Pookie and the Ray Ray to the nerdy guy doesn't emit enough masculine light for them to be attracted to, right? The Pookie and the Ray Ray, he has his masculine light is like overpowering, where you got to wear sunglasses, and that's basically what they're attracted to. Particularly like when in black women, because the nerdy persona is seen as weak, and as stable, is not quite as exciting, not so mysterious. When by nature women are attracted to mysteriousness, and men kind of unpredictability, that high masculine light, that high masculine energy. It's not until where they get played by a lot of these guys where they say, hey, or they get older, where they say, hey, like, you know what? I gave out my box. Now I want somebody that's stable, and then they come running, to the guys that's stable. And it's, spaces like this where we're like, nah, you didn't want me when I was hot. Now you want me when you ran through.
Well, I think
that's from my experience. I've seen it.
Let's do this. I think that the Pookie Ray Ray thing is exaggerated. And also I think that the nerd thing is exaggerated. When was the last time you seen a nerd with a woman who was less pretty than he was handsome?
I've seen him.
Really?
I'm here in New York City. I see it a lot.
Okay. I'll put it like this. Because nerds are generally considered to be not handsome, so I don't really see how that would work. But let's just put it like this. Let's just say Screech from Saved by the Bell. He actually had a thing for a woman who was way prettier than he was handsome, like by a ridiculous margin. However, Pookie Ray Ray, you always see them with a fat belligerent bitch. Even if he is working out, regularly, you see that dynamic as a norm amongst Pookie Ray Ray.
Because his standards are lower. For him, his standards are lower.
And that's
So
my
it's all
point.
about quantity. It's
That's
about quantity.
that's my point. That's what I'm getting at. And nerds are more about quality. So, I mean, okay, put it like this. If we look at Kelly Stamp's, roster, is from what people are saying, and this is probably true. There's probably a lot of nerds in there, and a lot of white guys and stuff like that, but not Pookie, not Ray Ray. That's for damn sure. So I don't really see them winning in that way. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, if you are the type of guy who is looking for a woman who spends less time on her appearance than you do, and I'm talking about all kinds of time, gym time, everything. Time doing your hair, like your dreads is just all perfect, and your hair is literally longer than hers. If you are comfortable in that situation, then I say go that route. And I don't even knock a person for going that route. But other guys want different things, and that's why white guys get different results.
Yeah, but you know what?
Because they're playing a different game.
He said by nature women are attracted to the bad boys and they don't really like the nerds. I don't think that's true. I think that is true for Black American women. But if you look at what's going on, a lot of women who are other nationalities are hooking up with these nerdy guys and these educated lames. And then the Black Keishas, they're getting jealous. And, oh, you stole my man. No, they got the man you didn't want. You wanted your Pookies and Ray Rays, and now that's who you're stuck with a baby and everything. And the educated lames and nerd is over messing with the most beautiful women from other cultures. That's really what's going on from what I see.
And I'm gonna tell you a secret, Melody. And I don't know if you have Keisha friends or anything like that, but they fuck nerds too.
Who, the Keisha?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I know this from being a nerd.
Yeah, I'm proof of that too.
Yeah, exactly. So it is a weird dynamic, and not only do they do that, they actually try to hide their Keisha-ness when they do.
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah. As weird as it sounds, Melody, that's the case. And it could be their desire for commitment as well. It could be for a number of reasons. I don't know. And I really never sought to explore why. But yeah, they do.
So you smashed a lot of Keishas in your life, pretty much.
Yeah, I have. And I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying that to say that, yeah, it's
stand in it, GC.
Huh?
Stand in it.
No, I'm just saying that to say that it doesn't necessarily exclude you from it, Like it doesn't. You're not saying, "Oh, I have to never get with Keisha again," which I would be okay with, but I don't. If I'm attracted to a woman, I don't really go off of her persona, like, "Oh, she's a Keisha, therefore I'm not gonna mess with her." No, I'll sleep with a woman as Keisha.
I would say this: I'm able to quote unquote sleep with Keishas, but so I'm not relationship compatible with them, right? So like it's even hard for me. Culturally, it's hard for me to like. I physically, it's easy to date Black women. For me personally, I don't have issues in terms of vice versa, and what they like in me and what I like in them. But culturally, it comes down to a lot of things. Like, prime example, I'm dating a girl right now. There's a lot of stuff we don't have in common. Like, I want to go to a farmer's market. She want to go to like something that's like more Black-ish, right? Like, I want to watch Blade Runner. She want to watch Medea. Like, this is just two different things sometimes. And sometimes it's hard if you're a Black guy that doesn't do the most Blackity stuff to be able to find something that the Black woman that doesn't. It could be difficult, and that you're attracted to. So
Yeah, because you might want to go camping or something, and Akeisha don't want to do that. You know, that's not what Akeisha want to do.
Yeah, and I hate to say this, every black girl that I dated didn't know how to ride a bike, and I was very disappointed in me.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Didn't know how to ride a bike?
Nope.
That's crazy.
Well, that's
And-
weird. That's like
Yeah.
so. That's really bad parenting.
Yeah.
And it's like
That's
nothing.
like not knowing that foxes are real.
Yeah.
Stop.
Well,
Did
I
you
mean,
see some single parent homes?
Some
no,
of them,
I
but-
mean, well, but still, even that single parent should teach you how to ride a bike. It means that you just one of those kids that they just parked in front of a TV and didn't raise. Like, yeah, it's kind of like when you meet a grown man that don't know how to tie a tie. You know that there's a disconnect between him and his father of some sort.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing too, it's hard to find a black woman that wants to swim. Me too. That's a little difficult because I wanted to start surfing this summer, and I'm dating somebody now, and then they say, you know, they like there's certain things that you could do that's cool, that you know, but she's like, I'm not really into like swimming and all that stuff, so or like hiking. Like a lot of times, even if you're like, oh, let's go take a walk, like it's kind of hard, and they prefer not to walk. It's hard to get black women that are into like active stuff sometimes.
Well, here's a black woman secret, real quick. Black women don't like to swim because they don't want to mess their hair up, and that's the truth.
That's not a secret.
Well, yeah, that's not a secret, but I'm telling you, even the black women with natural hair, they get in the water, their hair will probably like mat up. So that's why black women don't like the water much.
Yeah.
What's that? Who's that? Yeah, please.
Oh, sorry about this. Because I'm on my computer, I get notifications from my phone. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, it's there's a lot of cultural incompatibilities between Keisha and stuff like that. But I mean, they do try that, and I think that when they date nerds or when they mess with nerds, that's their attempt to break out of Keisha-ness. Okay, here's what I've gathered. I think a lot of Keishas don't want to be Keisha. And that's the realest thing that you'll ever hear. Yeah, I think a lot of them, in fact, most of them just don't want to be it. And any opportunity, black, white, or other, that they get to not be Keisha, they take.
Yeah. Didn't you say that there were some women pretending they were nerds until you found out later?
That's what I was talking about. But they don't necessarily pretend to be nerds, but they definitely pretend to be not Keisha.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, especially when they deal with a guy like myself, they definitely pretend to not be Keisha. It's very difficult to mask when they put on the Keisha persona for so long. But yeah, I think a lot of black women take on the persona because they are under the impression that men like it. And when they deal with guys that they don't, they try to switch it up.
Yeah.
Somebody said corporate chicks all day mask Keisha. Yeah, I mean they do that because they're at work.
They have the code switch.
Yeah.
They code switch at work, but even there, like their employers, they know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not really good at it, and that's because, and it's not because they're good at code switching. It's just that the Keisha code is so different. It's so different that it's difficult to mask. It's completely it's extremely difficult to mask. It's like, if you're good at makeup and stuff like that, you could probably get a cat to look like a dog and you could fool somebody at first glance. But can you do that with an armadillo? No. Like it's too different. They are too different. Their behavior is too different culturally from every other group for them to mask it. And that's true for a lot of people. You know, a person who is first generation from Asia or something like that, it is difficult, but they look white. It still would be very difficult for them to mask that they didn't grow up here in the US. And this is like, you know, you meet an African and some of them attempt to, and some of them are very good at it, attempt to pretend like they're African American, but you can still tell. It's kind of like that with Keisha. Like, hey, nice try, but yeah, I see it. And it's not necessarily a complete turn off, but chances are we're not going to be compatible. And the truth of it is, I am more attracted to the Kelly Stamp swag. I simply am.
Maybe you need to do a video on that, Kelly versus Keisha.
Yeah,
I think he did already.
That's not really a long video. I mean, you know, it's obvious Kelly. And trust me, no, I mean, there's more attractive women out there, but online. But she became my crush because of her demeanor and, you know, her online personality.
It used to be Van Girl, remember?
Yeah, it used to be Van Girl. It used to be Janelle that lives in her van, but she's actually a very fucked up person, so I had to cancel her. Because she did something with her father. I forget what it was, but I was like, dang, she treat her father like that? I'm like, no, I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Melanie King is another one. I didn't realize she was Keisha till like recently. So.
Oh, and that's another example. If you want to classify MTR as a nerd, then she would fall in that category of Keisha's, you know, lust for nerd or whatever, which was made very apparent when they were together.
Yeah, she wanted to kiss him. He didn't want to kiss her. That was funny.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so there is a there when it comes to situations like that. I mean, I know the stereotype and the rumor is that Keisha and nerds just don't mix, and nah, it happens. It happens more often and more commonly than one would think. So I'll show y'all Janelle, and then I'll do final thoughts. My first YouTube crush, and then
Van Girl.
I've seen some of her videos.
So then y'all see
a little ditzy.
He likes ditzy girls.
Yeah, but Kelly to me a little sophisticated. I like Kelly. Kelly got a little je ne sais quoi.
I don't mind ditzy, but
Didn't you say you liked Hillary Banks?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, very few Keishas possess that. Well, I liked Ashley because I was closer to her in age.
Yeah, back
like
then.
Tatiana Ali. She did. Yeah, back then. I don't think I've seen her recently, but no. So this is Janelle. No booty, but you know. But no, sometimes I like quirky.
Used to like the one from
and Keisha because she follows so many trends and tropes. Who?
The one from Saved by the Bell.
I like. Yeah. Lisa Turtle.
Yeah,
I liked her. Even Rudy Huxtable until Tatiana Ali came out. But no, I liked a lot of TV girls. Kim Fields, even though she was in syndication. Janet Jackson. But these are women I thought were my age. But I was watching reruns and I didn't know it.
Yeah. You was like closer to Rudy in age.
Yeah, I'm closer to Keisha Knight Pulliam's age.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that, you know, when Janet Jackson was on Good Times and she was appearing to be my age, that was actually reruns and shit.
Yeah.
No, she was a grown woman. Like she was like, you know, she was a grown woman and I'm watching.
She was about to probably be in, she was closer to like the Poetic Justice age than Good Times age, right?
Yeah, she was like she was singing Nasty Boys and stuff, but I didn't even know that those were the same person. I seen Penny on Good Times. I was like, oh, she's cute. She's fourth grade cute.
Yeah. You know who else you were closer in age to? Megan Good. Right?
Yeah, no, she was younger. In fact, a friend of mine, she was interested in a friend of mine, but he's my age, and Megan Good was underage at the time. He was in college and she was
Like 17, maybe.
yeah, she was like 16, 17. And for a very long period of time, um Megan Good, I didn't really see her sexually because she was younger. She'll always be like that girl on Eve's Bayou, that girl on Friday. She always been like that girl on My Cousin Skeeter. She's a child actress. I didn't really see her as a woman until the movie Biker Boys. That was like my first time seeing her as a woman, as an attractive woman too, at that.
Yeah, she's hot. She's still hot. Like now, I don't know if you've seen her recently.
You know,
Yeah,
it's, it's interesting. I think she is she is the case of a Keisha trapped in the body, like in the sense that she can't wriggle out of it. She's conflicted. You know what I mean? Because I think she said recently that she didn't want to divorce her husband, and I think it was more of cultural social compatibility. Like she probably knew that he was a good man, and she wanted it to work out, but it's just the culture. It was a culture clash, right? He's this guy that's a Christian guy, executive producer. I remember watching her. It's funny. I saw her on the documentary with like Big Meech and whatnot, like with the Black Mafia family, and she was like down in Atlanta and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, this is who you really roll with. You don't roll. It's like you were dating 50 Cent. I've seen you in documentaries at parties with the Black Mafia family with like a bunch of the rappers in Atlanta, and then you go from that to your husband who's a Christian guy and an executive producer. And I don't know. The oil and water.
No, she's not. Okay. I will say this. My friend that she was interested in was none of those things. He was a fraternity dude. He was a Kappa. So, and I heard from different sources that she's actually just a really cool around the way chick. And nobody ever described her as Keisha, but we didn't really have that term then. But nobody described her as hood or ghetto or anything like that. The people I know that knew her say she's really cool. She's somebody that that is cool with regular people because she's always been famous. So, but she's always been cool with regular people, no matter what. And what was it about? Oh, when she was younger, she really wanted to date. She wanted to date, but guys were intimidated by her because she's been famous for so long. So, that was a factor. She just wanted to like meet guys. She really just wanted to be regular. That's the impression. And trust me, these dudes could be lying. But she just wanted to be regular. She just wanted to be a regular woman. No Keisha, no, not just a regular, just a regular chick. That's at a young age, that's what she wanted. Now, I mean, as far as her divorce goes, it could be that Devin is just a weird ass nigga. No, it could be that. Like it could be that there's nothing really wrong with Megan and that Devin is a weird ass nigga.
Yeah, facts.
And I'm not sticking up for Megan or anything. I'm just saying, like, these could be the cases. Like, hey, because I will say this. Tia Mowry is a fucking simple bitch.
You don't like her.
No, I don't think anybody likes her.
She's like that annoying sister that one of your best friend have. Like, and she's always around being an annoying pain in the ass. She gives that vibe.
or the woman that is dancing freaky at a family reunion, like the ones who just want too much attention.
Yeah.
You know, the chicks that be at church getting the Holy Ghost and stuff like that. Like, okay, you want too much damn attention. Like, she's definitely that. But Megan could. I mean, what's the bad thing she said about Devin? What's the stupid thing that she said about the divorce, or did she just? Did she just?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
she didn't see anything bad. No, she honestly, she seemed like a really nice person. I just think, like what we were just talking about, some woman, you, for example, you said you knew you've dated Keisha's before, but you knew, okay, out of everything else was cool, but like culturally, socially, certain things wouldn't be compatible. You know what I mean? So I think that's what it was. I mean, I'm giving it might be a benefit of a doubt. It might have been just it didn't work out after 10 years. Stuff fizzles out.
Mm. I tend to think most black women don't know what kind of men they need, or what kind of man they need. Not want, need.
Yeah.
I just don't think they know, because they don't really know men. Because if you think like being obese or having, children out of wedlock is going to be an attractive lure for a man who wants a long-term relationship, and you keep standing on it, that tells me you don't have any awareness about men at all. You just don't know.
Do you think it's an unwillingness to learn? I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna do final thoughts and I'm gonna
go. I think that they are so deep into their cultural way of thinking that they cannot leave it. That it's gone so far down the road they know they can't leave it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can see that. All right, so let's do final thoughts. All right, let's start with
Start with me. I'm gonna be short and simple with it. I just
Okay.
want to say shout out to what Naga was saying about Zendaya, because Zendaya hella fine. That's another one. Zendaya is that's the it girl for me. But everybody else, enjoy your day and be safe and be productive. Thanks for having me on, GC.
All right, thanks for coming up, bro. All right, and
All
Kassim.
right, peace.
Oh, you want to go next? Okay, you got it, Melly.
No, I said peace.
Oh, you sent peace to. Oh, okay. All right. Tazreal. Okay, Kassim. Hello. Oh, okay. Melody.
Thanks for having me. It was a great show. I had to come up and give my take on it because that was crazy, that video you played. Those women, they just want, and don't want to give. That's what it sounds like to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem with most American Black women. They want, they don't want to give. They don't want to give submission. They don't want to give the things men need. They're very selfish. So that was a great video, great show, as usual.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Okay, so with that, I want to thank the Cash App Super Chats, managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those participating in the chat. Hit that like button on your way out. This is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.
Peace.